Well, look at this table, just full of stuff here. I got the carburetor all mounted. I'll be uploading a video shortly of this process. It's missing a bracket there, but yesterday I did manage to go and get the key and battery for this bike. The battery seems to be pretty dead, so but it's kind of looking a little bit better. The Elite 110, I still have it, so it's kind of like a bike if I want to ride with somebody. I do want to sell that or the SH, but I prefer to keep the SH because I put on new tires and I don't think I'll get as much money for it. But I do need to get rid of some bikes because I might be picking up another bike this weekend. So if you haven't guessed it, I am going to DC to work for the job that I quit before because it didn't pay me. They still haven't paid me, but I'm like, okay, I want to help them out. They're giving me like $5 more per hour, which means absolutely nothing because I'm only working like 10 hours per week. But, you know, there's a lot of jobs available. They're always telling everybody that there's all of these jobs available. Yeah, there's a lot of jobs if you want to work at like McDonald's, Popeyes. There's a lot of those available. So let me bounce some ideas off of you guys, and this might actually make my ideas a little bit more concrete. There's a couple ideas, one that I don't even know how to get done. It's all kind of motorcycling related. So first of all, there's the idea of tent space. Of course the name's not available, somebody's sitting on that domain, but I like the idea of tent space, and mainly for motorcycling. You know, the ADV rider tent space is such a mess, so I was thinking of just creating something for motorcycle riders to add their tent space. That way, if you're riding cross country or going to an event, you can just stay with a rider. And for motorcycle riders, and it would probably start out as a website and then develop into an app. And I'd probably do it with WordPress and Google Maps. But the ADV rider tent space is just so confusing. It's like if you need to send out an email, you have to look up who the person is. You have to go to ADV rider to email them. Why can't you just do it all from one thing? It's so difficult because then you have to check the ADV rider, your incoming like messages, and it would be so much better if they accepted the tent space, right? It would just give the address, you know, you wouldn't have to like do all of that stuff. So I'm gonna see, that's my one idea, the first idea. Another idea is based on waypoints and points of interest. So for example, one of the things I like to do is ride around and then I'll read those stupid signs that nobody has the time to read on the side of the road. Like, oh, George Washington took a dump here in 1817, whatever, when he was alive. But they always put those signs by the side of the road and you can never read them. So I was thinking it would be a site, an app dedicated to that. Like you drive by the side of the road, there's an alert that pops up, is like, oh, George Washington took a crap here. You know, there's a lot of those signs everywhere. It's like those historical markers. So that's another idea I have, and you would combine it with interesting landmarks like overlooks, all the good stuff that motorcyclists like to. For example, as you're riding around, let's say Sylvester Stallone lived in a house and over there, and you pass it, and then boom, there's a little alert. You click on it. Oh, Sylvester Stallone lived in this house. That's really cool. So that's the idea behind this waypoints, points of interest thing. But also another thing is that all of these websites are taken. There's not a lot of stuff built, and also I'm kind of limited by the amount of programming I can do because I'm not a programmer. So I've done so many websites in the past that a lot of these they take years and years to kind of catch, if they catch at all. You know, it is kind of like the lottery. The websites that you see that are successful, they have a lot of money behind them, a lot of advertising. The ones that don't have advertising, they just simply vanish. and not just vanish, but since they don't make any money, there's no money being made, the person that's running it is kind of doing it just because they like to. And I think that's initially everything that I've done. I have never made much money on websites like the websites that I made. What the hell is happening here? You know, with the tent space thing, very limited amount of names, and there is a website already dedicated for finding camping. It's called The Dirt. I found out from that Petito case, that's what she was using. But it's like a lot of the organized campgrounds, and I'm not into those. I'm more into you as a person have a spot that's free, and you basically get some karma. It's non-pay, or if it's pay, it's very tiny, like $1 or $2, or maybe in exchange for labor, or if you're a rider, it's like just do it for free, right? And just get some karma points. But I'm not into the large campgrounds like KOAs and stuff being listed. I'm more into the ADV rider map and motorcyclists that want to help other motorcyclists that are travelers. Another idea I had for a website, don't know if this is going to be a good idea, but just write in the comments below. It's a marketplace for motorcycles, just for motorcycles, you know, like Craigslist, but you just go there to buy motorcycles and motorcycle stuff, and a free section for people that want to give stuff away for motorcyclists, you know, to gain karma. Look at this lady here with the dog across the street. She's the white lady. She's got a Black Lives Matter shirt on. Man, that's so ridiculous. Yeah, this lady's got a Black Lives Matter shirt. That's ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. She's wearing like the white person gear with like the sweater. Ugh. Why even build a website? You know, it's gonna take me a long time to create something. And I think the biggest issue is really just populating it. You know, like the waypoints idea, points of interest, references on a map. There's a lot of websites that have them, but somebody has to populate them. At least the landmarks that I'm seeing, I just don't see anything available online. But of course, this would be user populated. So if somebody knows history, they could actually submit maybe a little clip, like a very short video clip. I'm not making any money. I don't have a lot of followers. So to be determined enough to keep doing it, that's a different skill in itself. A lot of people smarter than I would have quit by now. You can buy $1 million house in the suburbs and you get like 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. Probably not that, but here you get no square feet. You get these 900 square foot homes. This area is still interesting because they have Hispanic people that live here, and they basically go down to DC and take care of the rich people by offering them food products. Here, rich person, here is your food that I got from the kitchen. Enjoy your food. Do you need something else? Yeah, the whole serving thing is just so... It feels like you're like this fake rich person with these servants bringing you food. I don't know, I find it really odd that we are accustomed to people bringing us food from the kitchen. First, it's a ridiculous job, and second, what kind of parasite does that? You know, they're into like the whole restaurant life. You know, these foodies. I hate these foodies. Hey, foodies, I can't stand them. Like whenever I see like a woman and she writes that she's a foodie, that's kind of like saying that you're a waste of space. All you do is like to eat food, and usually when they're young, they're at least kind of like halfway attractive. But trust me, when you're a foodie and you hit like 30 and 40, you don't become a foodie, you become like an obese fat person. There was actually a guy that was telling people that they should be banning cars from DC and make it just like bicycle only. It's like, are you out of your mind? Who do you think brings you the food that you're eating, you lazy rich They're always rich. They always work for the federal government too, making way too much money. Just walking around with an N95 mask, waiting for the apocalypse. Go. Oh, the tents are back. Interesting. The tents are back. Oh, but my favorite homeless guy is gone. Get in there, buddy. We have the right of way. She has to wait. It's like all of a sudden they think they can walk everywhere. You can walk, but you could also get hit by a car or a scooter. It looks like it might rain. Look at that electric bicycle. These are popular things these days. Oh, for God's sakes. There's all of these cops and they're just occupying space. They're not going anywhere. Alright, now I have to wait. Yeah, the two tents, they disappeared from there. Ah, man. What a pain in the ass. Oh, for God's sakes, so much light. I'm pretty sore on my legs. I went cycling the other day, but I'm not sore from the cycling. I'm sore from like the bee stings.
I will go for a while.
Ah, you little bitches. I'm not a very good beekeeper. I'm kind of stuck here. The cops won't bother me.